Can you hear me at the back okay? Fantastic. Sorry I've not had a chance to answer anyone's questions this evening. It's not for me to say why I wasn't included on the panel tonight, or indeed invited until I called up yesterday to make myself known. Nominations were in about a week ago. It's been knowledge that there's this many candidates for some time. It's a shame to see Mark and Stuart not turn up, so I think it's good to give everyone a round of applause who's actually made it here tonight. True. Quite a left-wing room. And Mark not turning up is a bit of a kick in the teeth. Nigel Mills, to his credit, Conservative MP of Candy Crush saga fame, did turn up in Amber Valley when campaigning group 38 Degrees organised an event, so fair play to him, like I say. Shame to see Ukip and Conservatives not here. I'm standing for the Peace Party, a currently little-known party, but I'm in this game to try and change that. I read a quote the other day from the Dalai Lama. He said that without inner peace, it's impossible to achieve world peace. I sort of thought, what does that mean, like this inner peace? Where do we look for it? I read another quote from Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, saying that for there to be peace in the world, there needs to be peace in the nations. For there to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. For there to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbours. For there to be peace between neighbours, there must be peace in the homes. And for there to be peace in the homes, there must be peace in our hearts. It sounds a bit idealistic, somewhat airy-fairy to some people, talking about achieving peace in the heart. But I think, how can we literally go about achieving that? Which is why I personally would like to focus on ideas like nutrition and health in schools. That's going to be something I've pledged in my race to become a local councillor for Homebrook, as well as an MP for Chesterfield, perhaps, in the long run. But I'm pledging free dance and free Tai Chi classes at weekends, which is a bit of a novelty, but it's what I can do. I'm qualified to teach both. Obviously, I'm not going to get 18,000 votes. I'm not one of the major parties, but I'm running as a local councillor candidate in Homebrook, and I thought, what can I personally, physically offer to the people of Chesterfield? And this is something. I would also like to offer nutrition workshops in schools. On more traditional political points, our position at the Peace Party is on things like the NHS, of course, keep it public. We want to put people before profit. Trident, we're not going to be wanting to renew that, I don't think, with such peaceful ideals. It's fairly obvious where the Peace Party are going to stand on most policies. We don't want to see student fees as they are. We think free education for all for life is perfectly fair. TTIP's a nightmare, we know that. We know TTIP's a nightmare, there's not much room for debate. And in terms of the EU, we think that diversity should be celebrated. We should be welcoming the stranger and, where possible, integrating people into our society. These immigrants aren't here to try and steal our jobs and do one over on us. They're actually refugees who are fleeing horrific situations, and that, in the first instance, a sense of compassion should be in place when dealing with the topic of immigration and the EU. Speaking of the EU, big fan of the EU, big fan of Europe, I think it would be wise to perhaps look at Portugal's successful decriminalisation of drugs, which is, because of the way it has led to drug-related deaths decreased by half, yet there's been no visible increase in public usage thereof. Finland's education systems want to aspire to, as they consistently top international education charts, despite the fact... Yeah, I'm getting sensitive here a bit. I need to stop talking in a minute. Sorry, I couldn't talk more. So, finally, Finland's education system is something that we should aspire to, as they consistently top international education charts despite their lack of exam factory-related education conditions. The Swiss referendum model is very nice. Direct democracy would see us have an EU referendum pretty soon and let the public have their say on all major law changes. And thank you. Don't clap too much. I'm being told to stop talking. I think that, harking back to the idea of achieving a sense of peace within that can lead to world peace, it might sound daft for me to go, perhaps broccoli and breathing could be a start. But I'm here, I'm in Homebrook, I'm trying to make a difference, and the Peace Party exists. Thank you.